Chapter 129. Normally, if you want to go to the Shanghai Formation Tower for assessment, you can only take the task of the Formation Mage Association once a year. But in fact, you don't have to wait a full year to take it. Yi Tian spent a little money and found a small connection, and easily got the opportunity to enter the Shanghai Formation Tower assessment. Originally, he could have secretly gone to the assessment, but for the sake of avoiding unnecessary trouble, he did not choose to do so. If you can go in openly, why sneak around? Shang River Formation Tower. Yi Tian started directly from the 4th layer. With his attainments as a high-level array mage, he easily broke through the 4th layer, and then broke through the 5th layer. Half an hour later, Yi Tian appeared on the 7th floor. The formation of the 7th layer is more complicated. It is a superimposed formation where fire and ice coexist, which is equivalent to the union of two formation spaces. It is a dual-attribute offensive advanced formation. But the power of such a formation is really good, but the weakness is also obvious. As long as you find the point where the fire formation space is connected to the ice formation space, and smash it, you can break the formation. With the assistance of his top-level formation talent, it took him less than 10 minutes to find that point, shattering it with a single blow, breaking through the formation of the 7th layer. Wow! A formation blueprint appeared. It was a high-level formation blueprint, but it was not the high-level gathering element formation blueprint he wanted. Advanced Fire Snake Formation Blueprint, useless. Yi Tian was disappointed, but he still put away this design drawing. He didn't want to sell it. 8th floor, Yi Tian came here, as if he had come to a world of thunder and lightning. Thunder and lightning formation, good formation. Thunder and lightning formation belongs to a relatively powerful category among many formations. Yi Tian muttered. Boom, boom, boom. A huge thunderbolt as thick as a bucket slammed into Yi Tian's body, but Yi Tian didn't even need to dodge, just supporting the pseudo-mystery level defensive talent to easily block the lightning attack. King Shanghai is only at the king level. His real strength is not as good as Yi Tian. How could the formation he arranged hurt Yi Tian? Even if Yi Tian was willing, he could forcibly break the formation, but King Shanghai seemed to have taken this into account. Once a king-level powerhouse forcibly broke the formation, the power of the entire Shanghai Formation Tower would gather to fight against that king level. If you really want to break it forcibly, there are only two results. One is the failure to break, and the other is the collapse of the Shanghai Formation Tower. Yi Tian didn't want to destroy the Shanghai Formation Tower yet, otherwise the formation mages of the entire Demon Sea base would hate him. He could just leave, but his sister would have to live in the Demon Sea base for a long time. So, he doesn't want to do it yet. Top formation talent. Yi Tian's eyes saw the world of formations, and the world of thunder and lightning was in front of him. Node. Node. Yi Tian slowly looked for the node. Anyway, the formation couldn't hurt him. He could study it for as long as he wanted. Yi Tian's formation level was still a little worse, and this thunder and lightning formation required a very powerful senior formation mage to break it. Yi Tian barely reached the level of a senior formation mage. An hour later, Yi Tian finally breathed a sigh of relief. He found a formation node. Although only one is found, as long as this node is broken, the formation will be unstable, and there will be loopholes in other nodes, and it will be easy to find. Broken. Yi Tian broke this node with one blow, and the entire thunder and lightning space shook. In Yi Tian's eyes, a few more nodes appeared in the thunder and lightning world, which disappeared in a flash, but they were captured by him. There it is. Yi Tian attacked those few points and smashed them. In this way, another 5 minutes passed, and the entire thunder and lightning space was finally broken open by Yi Tian. Then, a design drawing appeared in Yi Tian's eyes. Yi Tian opened it and looked at it, and was immediately excited. Advanced Gathering Yuan Formation Design Drawing. My luck is so good. There must be a lot of high-level formation mages who have broken through the 8th layer, but no one has ever been able to obtain the high-level Gathering Yuan Formation Blueprint, but I have obtained it. Yi Tian was very happy. The design of the Advanced Ju Yuan Formation is in hand, and his purpose has also arrived. But he was also very curious about the 9th layer, so he walked to the 9th layer. However, when he reached the 9th layer, the so-called assessment did not appear. Instead, a passage appeared, which was left by the king of Shanghai. Latecomer, whether you are a high-level formation mage or a top-level formation mage, if you want the inheritance of my Shangha king, you must swear to kill an invincible king level for me. Her name is Shui Qianyue. This damn woman, you must kill her. As long as you swear, I will present all the treasures, formation blueprints, and even the 3 high-level Yuan force forging secret techniques. You must promise to kill her by all means within 50 years, and if you can't, you will be destroyed and die. Remember, Shui Qianyue is a person from the Zhanghai superbase. Looking at these words, Yi Tian was speechless. He finally knew why the other high-level array mages hadn't completed the 9th level assessment, because the so-called assessment was an oath. But this oath is only made by fools. King Shangha obviously has a grudge against Shui Qianyue of the Zhanghai superbase, and as for who is right and who is wrong, it is not clear. But judging from the poisonous oath of King Shangha, he is not a benevolent person. Let someone kill Shui Qianyue within 50 years, and if they can't do it, their god will be destroyed. Is this the word that a merciful person can leave behind? Perhaps, it was the death of the king of Shangha who was seriously injured and killed by himself. Yi Tian didn't think about it, turned around and left. The treasures of the Shangha king were not attractive to him at all, and he would not compensate the Shangha king. After all, he had achieved his goal. Yi Tian did not go to the Array Mage Association to hand over the task, but went home directly. Back at home, he glanced at the design of the Advanced Gathering Yuan formation. Triple formation space. Yi Tian understood. The so-called high-level gathering element formation is the superposition of 3 intermediate gathering Yuan formations into 3 formation spaces, thus forming a high-level gathering Yuan formation. Of course, many formations have also been added to stabilize the operation and union of the 3 intermediate gathering Yuan formations. Although he knew the principle, if there was no design drawing, Yi Tian would not be able to arrange it at all. At the very least, you need 125 formation patterns to be arranged, so let's collect the materials first. Thereupon, while Yi Tian was cultivating, he was collecting materials for the Advanced Gathering Yuan formation. The so-called materials are not just light array disks, but also need a variety of rare materials, arranged into a formation altar, and the formation patterns need to be engraved on the huge formation altar before the high-level Zhu Yuan formation can be arranged. This is also one of the differences between high-level formations and medium-low formations. 10 days later, Yi Tian collected all the materials and began to secretly start building a formation altar in an underground secret room under the villa. In the past 10 days, Yi Tian's formation attainments have reached 125 formations, and the formation altar has also been built. Inscription. Yi Tian took the inscription pen and engraved the formation patterns on the formation altar little by little. Finally, after most of the day, the formation pattern inscription was completed. 10 Yuan Qi stones were placed into the formation hole, opening the Advanced Yuan Gathering formation. Rumble. Countless Yuan Qi swarmed in, forming a wave of Yuan Qi. Soon, the vitality stabilized. 10 times the vitality, success. Yi Tian was a little excited. Chapter 130. The high-level Yuan gathering formation that can gather 10 times the vitality has been arranged, and he can cultivate here, increasing his cultivation speed by as much as 5 times. Originally, his cultivation within the intermediate gathering Yuan formation could only increase his cultivation speed by 3 times, allowing him to gain 9 elephant power in a month. But now, with a 5-fold increase, he can gain at least 15 elephant power in a month. 15 elephants a month. What a concept! In a little more than a month, I can step into the ultimate grandmaster and have the qualifications to impact the king level. Yi Tian muttered in his heart. So, Yi Tian moved his cultivation place to this underground secret room. He didn't tell Yi Yu about the advanced cultivation secret room. He just waited until he left the Demon Sea Great Base to tell Yi Yu. After all, at present, the intermediate cultivation secret room was enough for Yi Yu to use. She was at the level of a great martial artist, and it wasn't a good thing to cultivate too quickly. It was better to cultivate steadily and lay a solid foundation. With a 5-fold increase in cultivation, Yi Tian became even more diligent in his practice. Day after day of cultivation passed, during which Yu Ling also came to visit Yi Tian. After a few words, when Yu Ling learned that Yi Tian was about to go to the Zhanghai superbase, she felt nothing but envy. For her, she can only be a grandmaster in the Demon Sea base for the rest of her life. If she is lucky, she might still step into the king level. If she's unlucky, she'll be the ultimate grandmaster for the rest of her life. This is her end, and it is also the end of many geniuses in the Demon Sea base. Yi Tian also expressed helplessness about this. It was impossible for him to do his best to help Yu Ling. For Yi Tian, it was already very difficult to help Yi Yu improve his talent and impact a higher level. Yu Ling was an outsider after all, and he wasn't as close to her as he was to Yi Yu. Although the relationship between the two is good, it is only limited to friends. Maybe it's more suitable for her to be quiet in the Demon Sea base. Yi Tian sometimes thought so. The super base isn't necessarily safe, perhaps the competition there is more cruel, and life may be far worse than in the Demon Sea base. Yu Ling isn't suitable for the super base. Even if her talent is luckily promoted to the transcendent level, what if she can become a powerful king? Maybe she's only at the middle and low level in the super base. If your talent isn't enough, there's no need to force yourself into that circle. Yi Tian was so eager to enter the super base because he was able to copy his talent. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in such a hurry to go. 40 days have passed. Yi Tian had been in retreat for 40 days, and in addition to eating and sleeping every day, his other activities were basically in the advanced cultivation secret room. Now, he had already reached the Grandmaster's extreme cultivation level. My physical strength is 100 elephant power. Even though I have a perfect foundation, this is still the physical limit, unless I break the bottleneck and advance to the king level. The Grandmaster realm cultivates the meridians, and the king level cultivates the acupoints. The human body has 365 main acupoints, and you can enter the king level extreme by opening up all of them, gaining the power of 10,000 elephants. But this step is very difficult. This was what Yi Tian knew from the Hurricane King's cultivation experience. In fact, it is too difficult to get through all 365 main acupoints. Many king-level individuals can basically only get through about 300 acupoints and have no way to continue opening them, not only because of talent but also because of resources. Each time a hole is opened, it consumes too many resources. If you cultivate step by step, even with a transcendent level lifespan, you may not be able to open all the points to advance to the king level extreme. There is only one person in the Demon Sea base who has truly reached the ultimate king level, Yun Mengli. He had the support of the huge Yun family, and it took him most of the Yun family's resources to be promoted to the ultimate king level, taking almost 60 or 70 years. Where do ordinary kings get so many resources? According to Yi Tian's understanding, the top king-level powerhouses in the Demon Sea Great Base had basically opened more than 200 acupuncture points, and there were fewer than 5 king-level people who had opened 300 acupuncture points. And Yu Ling belongs to the weakest king level in terms of realm. He has only opened up 3 acupoints. If it weren't for the last time he got the Fire Spirit Talent Grass, which allowed him to have a second-class flame talent and his combat power skyrocketed, otherwise he is probably one of the weakest kings in the Demon Sea Great Base now. If Yi Tian stayed in the Demon Sea Great Base, even if he had a high-level cultivation secret room and a Morning Star talent, he would not be able to advance to the king-level extreme within 10 years. It was a result he couldn't stand. I'm already the ultimate grandmaster now, and I only need to open an acupoint to be promoted to the king level. The most important point of opening up an acupoint is to sense its position, and then impact it to open up an acupoint space. The acupuncture points of the human body are dead, and there is no acupuncture space, which needs to be opened up. The reason why it is difficult for top-level cultivators to be promoted to the king level is that it is difficult for them to open up the acupuncture points. The success rate is too low, and once the opening fails, the foundation will be damaged, and there will be no way to hit the king level again. Yi Tian pondered. He didn't worry about the failure of the impact. He only needed to impact according to the cultivation method in the Purple Blood Forging Body Secret Technique. Purple Blood Punching Acupoint Technique. This is the cultivation method recorded in the Purple Blood Forging Body Secret Technique. Yi Tian sat cross-legged, drank a large amount of king-level fierce beast blood in one gulp, and immediately his consciousness entered his body and began to run the Purple Blood Punching Acupoint Technique. Suddenly, a large amount of heaven and earth yuan qi poured into his body. The blood of the king-level fierce beast and the yuan qi of heaven and earth turned into a pure yuan force with the Purple Blood Punching Acupoint Technique, which began to impact the Yunmen acupoint on the Taiyin lung meridian of the hand, which was the first acupuncture point to be opened up in the purple blood punching acupoint technique. Boom, boom, boom. After only a few impacts, the Cloudgate acupoint was rushed open and began to slowly expand, turning into a cave space. At the beginning, the acupoint space was not large, but as Yi Tian continued to refine the acupoint space, it began to stabilize. It took several days to open up the acupuncture space and stabilize it. Yi Tian didn't eat or drink for several days, and he kept refining. For him, who is about to enter the king level, it's okay not to eat for a month, and even if he doesn't eat or drink for a year, it's just a little uncomfortable. After all, at this level, the body's energy supply can be completely replaced by vitality. But people are not dead things after all. They still need to eat something, which is a habit. 3 days passed. Yi Tian's Yunmen acupoint was completely opened up, and the Yuan power in his body began to pour into the Yunmen acupoint, gradually filling it. The king-level Yuan power is not only stored in the dantian, but also in the acupuncture point, so the king-level Yuan power is very large, and there will almost never be a situation where the Yuan power is exhausted, unless it is a long-term battle. Because of this, the battle of the king level is very long-lasting, and it is much stronger than that of the Grand Master. After the Yunmen acupoint was filled with Yuan force, Yi Tian's first acupoint was truly opened. That's when the metamorphosis began. Rumble. Immeasurable vitality poured into Yi Tian's body, refining all parts of his body, causing his body to evolve towards the king level. Every moment, Yi Tian could feel the evolution of his body, which was an evolution at the biological level. The increase in strength is secondary, but the vitality in the body is skyrocketing wildly. Under normal circumstances, a grandmaster can have a lifespan of 200 years, while a king level can live for 500 years. But Yi Tian can have a lifespan of 300 years in the grandmaster realm because he has forged a perfect foundation. Now that he has reached the royal level, he must have lived longer than 500 years. Chapter 131. I don't know how long it has been, but Yi Tian's body transformation has finally ended. At this time, he's already a true king. Lifespan. Yi Tian sensed it carefully and found that his lifespan had reached at least 800 years. How long is the lifespan of 800 years? But Yi Tian is still not satisfied. What he wants is not 800 years, but immortality and eternal life. He finally didn't die 100 years ago, but traveled to this era, and also had the talent of cheating, like copying talent. If he doesn't pursue the eternity of life, wouldn't it be a waste of crossing and wasting his talent? It's time to leave, Yi Tian muttered. After he was ready to stabilize his realm, he immediately set off for the Zhonghai superbase. In the next few days, Yi Tian went to visit Yu Ling and Yu Ling again, and told them about his imminent departure from the Demon Sea base. He asked them to help Yi Yu as much as possible when she was in trouble. Yu Ling and Yu Ling naturally agreed, and promised that as long as they were in the Demon Sea base, no one would dare to provoke Yi Yu. Villa. Yi Tian put the dead clone into the carry-on space, and quickly brought Yi Yu to the underground advanced cultivation secret room. Xiaoyu, this is a high-level cultivation secret room. You can cultivate here in the future. Remember, don't expose the secrets here. A high-level cultivation secret room is enough to cause a lot of trouble, Yi Tian advised. Well, brother, I see. Yi Yu was not the slightest bit excited, but very disappointed and reluctant. She already knew that her brother was leaving, and she didn't know how long he was leaving. She would live alone in the future. Reluctantly. Very reluctant. In the past, even if my brother went to the wild to hunt fierce beasts, he would come back in a few months at most. But now, my brother does not dare to guarantee how long it will be until he's back. These storage bags store a large amount of resources, and your future cultivation resources are in them. Try not to go to the wild to hunt fierce beasts. Yi Tian handed a few storage bags to Yi Yu and said. Yi Yu silently accepted the storage bag, knowing in his heart that Yi Tian was worried about her, so he told her not to go to the wild. Subsequently, Yi Tian explained many things, and Xiao Jin and Xiao Zi didn't take them away. After all, they were already Yi Yu's beast pets. This day, Yi Tian left the Demon Sea base and headed southwest. At this time, Yi Tian sat on Xiao Shui's back, looking at the Demon Sea base from afar, and soon he couldn't see the figure of the Demon Sea base. Along the way, There were no flying fierce beasts to provoke Yu Tian, because Xiao Shui was already a king beast, or even a king beast that had just stepped in, but a king beast that had opened up 4 or 5 acupuncture points. In fact, this is very slow. According to Yi Tian's estimation, the Shi Ri level bloodline talent should not be like this. But according to Xiao Shui's own words, it is now in its infancy, and its growth rate is slow. Once it is in adulthood, its cultivation speed will really explode. 10,000 kilometers, 20,000 kilometers, 30,000 kilometers, 40,000 kilometers. Xiao blood flew unhurriedly, and he also encountered a few king beast level flying beasts, but before he could get close, he was annihilated by Xiao Shui's mouthful of dragon flames. Finally, Yi Tian and Xiao Shui came to a river 500,000 kilometers away. The river stretches as far as the eye can see, comparable to the sea in the past. A tributary of the Yangtze River. This tributary is now called the Changeling River, 10,000 kilometers wide. With the speed of small blood in me, it can be crossed in a short time. But there are many fierce beasts in the river. There are many king beasts, and there are even terrifying beasts that surpass the king beast. Yi Tian muttered, his expression a little jealous. With his current strength, he can't even be invincible at the king level, let alone deal with the existence above the king level. He still has to keep a low profile. Little blood, fly over as fast as you can. Yi Tian ordered. Yes, master. The little blood is also very dignified. As the overlord of the fierce beast, the dragon, it knows the danger of this river. It senses a lot of breath that it can't deal with, even if it is some garbage beasts with low blood. But these fierce beasts have grown up, and it is only in its infancy, so it is naturally not an opponent. Fly quickly and avoid these terrifying beasts. That's what it thinks too. Shout. The speed of the little blood accelerated to the extreme, like a ray of light piercing through the void. However, no matter how fast it was, the powerful beasts under the water still sensed it. Rumble. The surface of the river gushes up, running through the sky for 100,000 miles. I saw a large number of fierce beasts rushing into the sky one after another, besieging Yi Tian. Some of them are king beasts, and some of them are top-level fierce beasts. Die. Yi Tian held a high-grade Yuan Force knife weapon, and the knife intent burst out, and countless knife weapons pierced through the void, killing and falling one fierce beast after another into the Changeling River. 1,000 kilometers, 2,000 kilometers, 3,000 kilometers. It's getting closer to the other side of the river, but the number of beasts is also growing. Just as Yi Tian and Xiao Blood were about to arrive on the opposite bank, a giant fish with a length of 300 meters rushed out, and a huge mouth was like a black hole, which could swallow the sun, moon, and stars. Of course, this is just an illusion. This fish is far from being so terrifying. It is just a king beast, but it is not weak among king beasts. Heavenly Slash. Yi Tian slashed away with a single sword, and for the first time he used this silver-level sword skill on the enemy. The sword light slashed away quickly, as if breaking through time and space. This knife is too fast, completely beyond the limit speed of the average king level. Poof! The sword light cut the giant fish in half, and the body fell into the river, splashing a wave of water 100 meters high. At this moment, many fierce beasts in the water were suppressed and scattered. Yi Tian successfully landed on the other side of the river. Changeling River is really not something that ordinary king level can cross. There are no more than 5 king-level people in the Demon Sea Great Base who can successfully break through. Yi Tian commented. Little blood continued to fly. The rest of the journey was very peaceful, but there was no danger, and the king-level fierce beasts encountered occasionally did not dare to provoke Xiao Shui. Soon, it was getting closer and closer to the Zhanghai Super Base. But because they didn't know the specific location, Yi Tian and Xiao Shui searched for 3 days before they finally found the Zhanghai Super Base. Found it. Yi Tian looked at an incomparably huge base in front of him and said with a sigh of relief. This base is 10 times larger than the Great Base of the Demon Sea, and there are all kinds of flying boats in the sky, and from time to time, flying boats fly from far away and land at the place where this base is specially docked. Each airship is far more powerful than the windship of the Demon Sea Base, as if it is the difference between a small ship and an aircraft carrier. There is no comparison at all. It must be the Zhanghai Super Base, no doubt. Yi Tian was extremely sure. Swish! Yi Tian flew to a portal of the Zhonghai Superbase in a small blood. Soon, they came to the portal. This portal is very huge, and even a tower gate hundreds of meters high, with dense array patterns engraved on it. Yi Tian is a high-level array mage, so he can naturally see that this tower gate is equipped with a variety of top-level large arrays. Even if it is an invincible king, they don't want to shake it in the slightest. ID card, one of the kings guarding the tower gate said. Chapter 132. Like the Demon Sea Base, every resident of the Zhonghai Superbase also has an identity card. But it's obvious that the identity card of the Demon Sea Base is definitely useless here. I am a martial artist of the Demon Sea Base. Do I need to go through any procedures if I want to become a member of the China Sea Base? Yi Tian asked. The warriors of the big base? The king level of the guard looked at Yi Tian with some surprise. A martial artist from the big base was rarely seen. It's very simple. The first one needs to be a king-level cultivator, and the second is that you must leave an inch-long mark on the Heavenly Array stone tablet, so that you can become a member of our Zhonghai Superbase, the caretaker's king said. I'm going to take a test. Yi Tian said. Go to the 3rd floor of the tower gate. You say you want to go to the test to join the base, and someone will take you to the test. The caretaker said. Thank you. Yi Tian hugged his fists. In addition to the main gate, there are many floors on the tower gate. Yi Tian took the Yuanli elevator next to him to the 3rd floor, while Xiao Shui stayed outside and waited for him. That's when it happened. Yi Tian met a strange person, a 3-meter-tall human. What Yu Ling said turned out to be true. There are really 3-meter-tall humans. Yi Tian was secretly surprised, but his face did not show any abnormality. In his eyes, a 3-meter-tall human may be strange. But in the Zhonghai Superbase, it may be a very common thing. If he shows strange eyes, he may be considered to provoke others, and it's not his intention to cause bad trouble. Check. The copying talent enveloped the other party, and the other party's talent appeared on Yi Tian's retina at a glance. Witchman, Saka, cultivation talent, extraordinary. This is a transcendent cultivator with no special talents. But the other party's introduction is a witch, not a human. Witches? A branch of humanity? Yi Tian said darkly. Maybe when he enters the Superbase, he'll be able to find out. Soon, a human Grandmaster walked in front of Yi Tian. Is there anything wrong with you? This Grandmaster didn't have much respect for Yi Tian, which made Yi Tian understand that the king level did not have a high status in the Zhonghai Superbase. If he was in the Demon Sea Grand Base, the Grandmaster would definitely call the king level an adult when he saw it. I'm going to test my way to join the base. Can you take me there? Yi Tian asked. Yes. This Grandmaster took Yi Tian to a large room, and there was a huge stone tablet inside, which should be the Heavenly Array stone tablet. Soon after, a king level came to Yi Tian's face. This is a middle-aged woman. Her cultivation is very strong, and she is almost at the peak of the king level. Human. Wang Yan. Cultivation talent, extraordinary. Swordsmanship talent, advanced. Speed talent, medium. Very strong. Yi Tian's first feeling about this Wang Yan was like this. The other party was a high-level swordsmanship talent, and with the other party's age, he might have already comprehended several % of the sword intent, and he should have cultivated silver-level sword skills. Coupled with the opponent's cultivation, his combat power is definitely second only to the invincible king level, which is comparable to his strength. Little guy, are you going to join our Zhonghai Superbase? Wang Yan looked at Yi Tian with a smile and asked. How do you know I'm young? Yi Tian was a little dissatisfied with the other party's title. After all, everyone is a king, and it is a little rude to call someone else a little guy casually. Your breath of life is too vigorous, not hidden at all, not like an old king. It is estimated that you are only in your 20s, and my sister is already in her 80s. It's no problem to call you a little guy, right? Wang Yan said. Breath of life. Yi Tian's expression changed, and he found that Wang Yan's life breath was very weak and faint, not that he was dying, but that he couldn't feel it, and it seemed to be hidden. In the Superbase, there is a secret technique that can hide the breath of life? Yi Tian asked curiously. Yes, although it is a little precious, you can still learn it at the cost of a king level, little guy. If you can make a 10-inch mark, how about my sister give you a secret technique to hide the breath of life? Wang Yan said slyly. Really? Yi Tian was a little moved. Wang Yan saw his age, and he noticed that the breath of life was very strong. He did have a bad feeling, so he really wanted to get the secret technique of hiding the breath of life. Really? Wang Yan affirmed. What kind of strength does it take for an inch mark to be able to punch it out? Yi Tian looked at the heavenly array stone tablet and asked. Wang Yan replied, the heavenly array stone tablet is made of a special material, and a top-level formation is engraved on it, which can withstand the strength that surpasses the king level. To leave an inch mark on it, it takes 1,000 elephant powers. 1,000 elephant powers? Yi Tian secretly calculated. He had just broken through to the king-level body strength to reach 150 elephant power. After stabilizing the realm, his body strength reached 200 elephant power, and the power of 400 elephants could be reached under the increase of yuan power, and the 30-fold increase of pseudo-mystic strength talent could reach 12,000 elephant power. Silver-level sword skills must not be exposed, otherwise the attack power under the stack will be too perverted. Then just use the pseudo-arcane strength talent to increase the attack. 12,000 elephant power is enough to leave a 12-inch mark. Yi Tian planned. Immediately, he slashed at the heavenly array stone tablet with a single sword, secretly urging the pseudo-mystic level strength talent. Rumble. The sword light slashed at the heavenly array stone tablet, leaving a knife mark. Wang Yan went up to inspect it and said, 12-inch imprint. Congratulations on your successful joining of the Zhanghai Super Base. Now, here's a reward for you. Wang Yan took out a cheat book and threw it to Yi Tian. Yi Tian didn't watch it. He put it away directly, and said, thank you. Let's go, I'll take you to the formalities. Wang Yan led Yi Tian to quickly complete the formalities one by one, and soon an identity card was in Yi Tian's hands. After Yi Tian entered the Zhanghai Super Base, in a room on the 3rd floor of the tower gate, Wang Yan looked at the personal information written by Yi Tian and muttered, perfect foundation, even the perfect foundation that not many people in the super base can cast, and now there is one. Which old monster's disciple is the little guy? If you want to build a perfect foundation, even a big family of the super base is difficult to cultivate one, unless it is accepted as an apprentice by an old guy passing by. Stepping into the king level at such a young age, and having forged a perfect foundation, the cultivation talent is at least the morning level, or even the Huihui level. I gave him a small gift, which should be able to gain his favor and be able to make friends with a strong man in the future, which is a good investment. After entering the super base, Yi Tian discovered a lot of witches, as well as another type of human race, the three-eyed human race. Of course, there are other races. Yi Tian, who was very curious about all this, found a hotel, opened a room, and stayed temporarily. In the room, Yi Tian took out the secret book given by Wang Yan, which had no name on it. Turtle Breath Secret Technique. Yi Tian saw the name of this secret art. But this secret art was only one page, and there were many materials behind it, including information about the Zhanghai Superbase, information about the major human races, and the history of the Superbase. This Wang Yan has a heart. Why is she so good to me? Yi Tian was puzzled. The other party obviously saw that he was a rookie and didn't know much about the Superbase, so he gave this gift. He wants to integrate into the Superbase as soon as possible, and this gift is indeed a very good gift. I have to say that he accepted a favor from the other party this time.